So Bayek is getting ready to go into the game again, and here we are. We're in that sort of weird space that is what the game is really all about, but it doesn't really matter from the standpoint of what we're doing here. You can see I've changed his hair, given him a different bow, a different shield, a different outfit, even a different sword. The sword is a pretty crazy one, actually. It's got like gears and stuff on it, little motor. It's kind of nuts. I got that in a strange mission. I do have that recorded, so maybe I'll go ahead and send that to you as well. But you basically battle a space alien. It's kind of weird. Anyhow. So here we are in Alexandria at the Great Library, and I kind of figured this is a good place to start Alexandria because it's one of the more important places in the game. As usual, you can see we have these statues here, very Greek, and then here we have these pillars which are very Egyptian. Those look Greek up there, those little things and sort of Greek temples. But the statues aren't, they aren't that original. Most of them are about the same. So you can see like even the wall relief here is the same as the statue here. And I'm willing to bet that a lot of these statues that we're going to see are all about the same. There's a few different ones up there I can see. But we'll go take a look at those a little later. For right now, we're going to head into the library. And here's some people just sort of, chatting it up, whatever. We enter the library, the Great Library. And we've got, this god here. I don't really know who he is. He's got some sheep and some stuff. So we should probably, just pay our little homage to the god here, and do like that. I don't know if any of these guys are going to, but we did. There we go. So let's go up here and take a closer look. There's the base. I mean, you can see some really intricate scroll work of some sort there, some kind of something going on. I don't know what that is. Some little lions there. And there's his foot. Might be disrespectful to climb on a god, but we're going to do it anyhow. There's his little rams, I think, and he's got some kind of one of those horns of plenty. Jump up there. There he is. I don't know who he is. He's got some little dudes hanging out on his throne here. And let's see what's on the walls. I think we've actually seen this one before someplace. Not really all that interesting, to be honest with you. So we'll come over here and start at the top floor, even though we didn't take the stairs to get there. So throughout the Great Library are these shelves. They're everywhere. They're full of scrolls. There's piles of scrolls. There's piles of just papers. These actually make sense when you look at them. These little X patterns for keeping scrolls kind of in a neat and tidy format rather than what we think of as a bookshelf. So that's kind of neat. And, there you saw some little lanterns so that you can read by. Where'd they go? I'm having a little trouble getting them back again. There they are. So some little lanterns. And you can see the fire is really well done. You can kind of see the smoke going. Got some music kicking on in the background there. That happens every now and then. More piles of papers and more little lanterns to read by and such. There's not really a lot going on upstairs. Oh, there's a woman. She's scrubbing the floor. And her head just went through the wall, which happens sometimes, kind of glitchy that way. Here's a guy. He's looks like he's translating a scroll, if you ask me. He's probably translating it from, Greek to Egyptian or Roman or something. I don't know. This guy is writing one, and this one here is reading one. So, you know. And they just sort of do stuff like this. They're really not important to the game except to make it seem like a real world. Without them, this would be sort of a drab and boring place. So, you know, there's a guy sort of looking for something there. I don't know. And like I said, it really isn't about what they're doing. They're just there. All of these people are here to just keep this world feeling real. And it really does feel real at times. Oh, here's some more wall art of sorts, like a mosaic or something. Little statue there. Plenty more of those things, and here we go. Another god guy. He's all over the place. I think we've seen him before. He's got this three-headed dog guy, and some kind of. It's not really a trident because it's only got 2 points, but it kind of looks like a trident, just missing a point. And there's those same statues and things going on over there. So, heading down the stairs, which we could have taken before, but we decided to climb up the god. Not that big a deal if we decide to climb up it, but, you know, it doesn't change how we get around here. More people, lots more scrolls, they're everywhere. During that little thing where you're loading the game and we're in that weird electronic world that you saw at the beginning of this video, they oftentimes give us these little helpful facts, information about the game or about real life. And they talk about no one really knows how many scrolls were in here, but it was anywhere from, I think they were saying something along the lines of like anywhere from like 65,000 to something like 400,000 or something. I can't remember, and I'll see if I can spot that in one of the things here and give you a better number. So now we're coming into the back, and they're having some classes here. This is like kind of a cool little place. So we've got this guy. He's teaching a class, right? And so you can see he's got like this little board up there, and he's just talking about whatever it is on the board. I'm going to come around to the other side of the board so I don't disturb their class. Oh, too late. Already disturbed their class. See, they're all like giving me a hard time that I walked too close to their class and disturbed them. Anyhow. We're going to come over here and get a little close-up on it, and you can see it's actually some real stuff going on here. And in fact, what I believe is that these are real things in real life that we have. And this one, we can press the triangle button, and it's Eratosthenes geometry, whatever that is. And you can read that, what does it say? On the summer solstice, simultaneously the sun strikes Cyrene and Alexandria, but their shadows have different angles. When comparing the angles and relating them to the distance between the two towns, planet Earth measures 250,000 stadia, whatever that is. Anyhow, I suspect this is all real stuff that we would find, you know, in a museum someplace, we hope. Sorry about that, didn't mean to scare you there. Here's another one. We can also interact with that one, so let's see what that one says. Eulipides, I think we've heard of him. I'll let you read that one yourself. What this is. It was a pretty, crazy time for knowledge and people really looking at the world and thinking about things and such. Unfortunately, we really can't interact with most of these scrolls. There are a few throughout the game that we get a chance to read, but for the most part, most of these are unreadable, which is such a shame in a way. So now we come to this little thing. This thing is awesome. I love this. We can also interact with this one here, but we're going to take a good look at it first. It's clearly like a little planetary thing. If we get up really close here, we can hopefully catch a quick... There you go, you can see some little astrological type signs going on there. There we go. There. Sort of carved into the wood. That sounds not so much Greek as it was maybe a Middle Eastern. Whoever that is talking. But we're going to go over and check him out in a moment. Right now we're going to look at this. And apparently this is a real thing. We may even have one like this in existence somewhere in a museum. I really don't know. You can read that thing. If you can't read it, let me know, because I'll read them to you if it's not big enough on your screen. But basically it's a zodiac thing, and it's all about the planets and such. Of course, it is a Earth-centric thing, so it's not going to be in any way really accurate, because the Earth is not central to the universe. But it works off the principle that the Earth is the center of the world, of the universe. So, you know, here's another guy giving a class. That dude over there in the orange, he's talking to these three guys here who don't seem to pay much attention to him, so he's probably another good teacher. And we can come over here and take a look at this one. It's got, like, you know, a lot of little geometric shapes and some flowers or something over there. I don't know what those are about, but you can read that. And that's Pythagoras. Yeah, we know him. We know him well. And in right-angled triangles, the figure on the side opposite the right angle equals the sum of the similar and similarity described figures in the sides. And yeah, you know what? That dude was way over my head. Those were some pretty big brains back then, and they were doing all of this without computers. So, you know, I give them their serious props. Those were some smart dudes. Oops, sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to push you aside there. So we're back here at the main hall, and the various people doing various things. Lots of statues. You know, another guy over here. He doesn't seem to be doing much of interest. He's kind of sitting there, not moving a lot. And I say we call it, oh, wait, there's a scroll over here I can interact with. See, I told you, a few of them here and there we can interact with. So let's see what this one is. That's about the Muses. This library is dedicated to invoke the 9 daughters of Zeus, sometimes called the Muses. Recruited by Osiris, they are known as Calipoi. I don't know, I can't pronounce most of these names. But, you know, there's a bunch of names there. They are the goddesses of art, key to the good life, and the names of Herodotus. Yeah, okay. So anyhow, there's a scroll that we were able to interact with. And like I said, they're all over the place. We find them all the time. So here we are. We're in a little park. You can see it's that same statue just repeated over and over again. It does kind of annoy me that so much of this is like sort of repeated. They don't really do a good job with that, in my opinion. They should have put a lot more variety into some of the background art. But oh well. Here's some water. We're now walking around in a fountain. I'm going to show you something kind of funny with the water. Hopefully he'll do it. Unfortunately, he didn't do it this time. Let's see if we can get him to do it. Come on. Do the little... you couldn't see it there. He did do it, but you couldn't see it. All right. Unfortunately, we're not getting him to do it because it's a weird little fountain and he has to jump out of it. So, but he usually shakes his feet off when he jumps out of a fountain. So here we are, and we're leaving. There's another one of those Sphinx thingies that we've seen all over the place. And obviously coming into a port. And there in the distance is something I think we're going to probably be viewing sooner or later. Maybe even it'll be the next thing we view. And that, of course, is the lighthouse at Rhodes. And it's a neat little place, and we get to run around inside it a bit and do some pretty neat stuff. But for right now, I think we're going to call this one done for the day, and come back and see all of this, a little more of Alexandria in the next video, because I don't want to make these too long. They're going to be too hard to download and view. So from Bayek and everybody else here in ancient Egypt, we'll see you in the next video.